right, motherfuckers, we back.
Back at it again.
This is the 2 Cents You Call This podcast.
One time for the one time.
I am your host, X, and I'm here with my brother from another mother, Dub. What's happening?
What's happening, my brother?
Hey, brother, you know what it is.
We are back on another Friday night for episode number 71.
71.
Y'all know what it is. You can catch us on YouTube at the 2 Cent You Call It podcast. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can see every time that we post. Also, for your listening pleasure, we are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Busting out your eardrum every single week. First things first, my brother. What's in your glass?
You know me, my brother. It's just straight up yak.
That cognac on deck.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's over there?
You trying a new cognac tonight?
Yeah, man. I saw it. It was behind the glass and stuff, but it's actually not that expensive. I tried some of their other.
Hold on, because I'm not gonna let you slide by there. You said it was behind the glass. People that don't go to the liquor store don't know what that means.
Oh, so those are the semi-popular, well, I wouldn't say semi-popular, but probably some of the most popular cognacs.
Yeah.
And some of the more expensive cognacs, they lock them behind a glass so that people won't steal them. And you got to get somebody to go back there with you, open it up.
That was a flex.
Nah. This one right here was like 60.
I like the box. I wish people could see the box. I like.
Yeah, I've done this. So I do the cognac. It's a cognac with champagne that I would drink, but it's almost like this box, but it's a little bit bigger and taller and stuff. But it was the same brand, and I saw it. And I was like, oh, let me see what that's about.
Okay. How you like it?
It's pretty smooth. It's got hints of smoke and vanilla in it.
Okay.
You definitely can taste it. So this is what I'll be sipping tonight. Trying to cut back on the drinking, cut back on the eating, and everything like that. What's in your glass, brother?
I am keeping it simple, man. I have a whiskey, just whiskey straight, and I threw a mineral water with lime on top of it.
Okay.
Like you said, trying to, make better decisions, health wise. So, still, and
my brother.
Let me tell you, for the motherfuckers, don't come in the comments talking about, oh, well, if it was health conscious, you wouldn't be drinking. Fuck you.
Hey.
Because what we are going to do on the show is drink. So,
yeah, that's the thing that's not gonna change until one of us go to the doctor. Maybe
that's the only way. But the thing about it is, honestly, I really only drink when it's show night.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, we out here drinking multiple
times a week.
Yeah, multiple times a week or multiple nights a week, or even on the weekend. Like, it's mostly, unless we have something that we doing for the weekend or an event that we going to, it's mostly just on show nights.
Most definitely.
Yeah. But all in all, man, that's all I'm drinking for the night. It's gonna be a pretty smooth night. Haven't eaten a lot today, so we're gonna see how that works out.
Woo! Hopefully them chips help you out a little bit, brother.
Yeah, man. How was your week?
Week was cool, man. I did a lot of traveling. Started doing some fasting.
Okay.
Trying to get some of this extra body weight up off me. Trying to get fine.
So for those that don't know, this is our first episode of 2024.
Yes.
I think the last time that we recorded, it hadn't even been Christmas yet.
Yeah, it was the Friday before Christmas.
Okay, so we got to double back for a little bit and catch the people up. How was your Christmas?
Christmas was actually very quiet for me. So I spent it here at the crib by myself. Most of my family, they were out. My sister was out in North Carolina. That's where she stays now with her family. My mom actually went back home to Monroe/Columbia to be with the family. And then my dad, I think he was working. Or if he wasn't working, he was probably at the crib sleep like I was doing. So I did a lot of sleeping that weekend. The day before, I actually went shooting. Was that the day before?
Yeah.
No, that was Was that the day before?
I think it was.
It was. Yeah, it was the Sunday. Yeah, I went shooting and stuff with a homie. And then Christmas was just chill, man. I didn't do much. I was just cooling. What about you?
Christmas is good, man. We actually usually Christmas is, well, in the past couple of years, I would say Christmas has either been at my house or my mom's house. Mm-hmm. And so this Christmas, because my mom was spending the Christmas with her husband's family. So this Christmas, we actually, me and two of my siblings, the both of the siblings that live locally, we actually went to my dad's house for Christmas. And it's been, man, a few years since we've actually been over there for Christmas, but it was really good, man. I will say that both my parents are getting a little, older, getting up there in age, and I think they're both realizing, because we've talked about it. We talked about how the boomer generation is, and how growing up, it's always been kind of hard to talk to them. Like, they don't really understand, or not that they don't understand, but anything that you have that you disagree with them, they feel like is disrespectful. And so it's like, now that they're getting older, I think they're starting to realize that we're adults, and we can actually have adult conversation. And everything that you did with us growing up, I don't have to agree with. And it's not necessarily like, I'm not trying to shame you on anything that you did, or not trying to say that anything that you did was wrong. It's just the fact that I don't agree with it, and this is my perspective of what happened, and you can't tell me that I'm wrong for having a certain perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I say all that to say that me and my pops' relationship has gotten pretty solid over the past few years. We actually are able to have real conversation about how we grew up, and the parenting style and everything, and a lot of it, like, I don't know about for you, and I actually want to ask you, like, okay, so do you feel like that your parents recollect your childhood different than you recollected, and then sometimes they change the narrative of how it was?
I think that just comes with anything, really. Mm-hmm. It's all about perspectives.
Yeah.
Let me go on record by saying this: with my parents are not boomers. I believe they're X.
No, I think your parents are boomers.
I don't think so, bro.
I'm pretty sure
we had this conversation. My mom is 65.
She's a boomer. Yep, your parents are boomers.
So we're gonna look this up.
Okay.
We're gonna look it up right now too. But I think it just depends on the perspective of everything. One night, me and my mom had a real conversation. It was when I had moved back in with them temporarily, and I came home drunk.
Yeah, you told me about this. I think actually you might have talked about this on the podcast before.
It was probably the episode they'll never see the light of day.
Yeah, because fucked up.
Yeah, but came home drunk, and we was just talking and stuff, and we just had a real conversation. And it wasn't even like I was beefing with her. It was somebody had did something to her, and I was offended for that. So I came in and I said some cuss words and stuff like that. It wasn't nothing egregious.
Yeah.
It was just like, maybe I've been like shit or something like that. And we're like, oop, I'm sorry. And then we start talking about us and going over me growing up and me seeking validation and acceptance from certain people and getting the love from her in a way that was almost overbearing. So, but on her end, it was, no, I knew that you weren't getting love from certain people, so I was trying to give you more than my own share. I was trying to give you enough love for them.
Yeah.
So it really just depends on the perspective of everything. And And sometimes, you know, we can misremember things too as children. I don't remember being a mama's boy as much as I was, but it definitely was there.
Well, see, but for you, I think it's different because you grew up a younger sibling, but you also kind of grew up an only child. Like you and Reva grew up in the same household, but at the same time, like y'all are
we're 2 years apart.
Oh well, yeah.
Well, okay. If that, a year and some change.
Yeah, but see, I think it all depends. Like, because sometimes you have their perception of or perspective of one thing, and then sometimes that can be validated because, like for me, I got 2 siblings that I grew up in the household with. I have 3 siblings total, but I have 2 siblings that I grew up in the household every single day with, and with those 2 siblings, like we can go back and recollect the same instances, and it's like, okay, well, I'm not tripping because this did happen and it happened the way that I perceived it, because all 3 of us have the exact same
I got you.
Remembrance of.
Yeah, I mean, and me and my sister had those moments, and we'd be like, what are you talking about? It didn't happen like that at all. But then sometimes that my sister, she'd be like, nah, I didn't happen like that, X. And I'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just misremember stuff like I did with one of my ex-girlfriends.
Yeah.
With the fuckboy ex story when I thought it was another sister when it was the other sister. And I thought it was more way egregious than what it was and other stuff. So, but also the Boomers are from 1946 to 1964.
When was your... Yeah.
She's 65.
Oh, she was born in 65.
Born in 65.
That's one of them. Okay. No. Yeah. But that's one of them. That's one of them. Okay, no. Think about it. That's one of them ones that's like, oh, you can't really say that you a 90s baby if you was born in 90. Like, you was really brought up with the 80s babies, but you was born in 90. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of them situations.
Nah, my brother.
Anywho, well, yeah, my parents are boomers. Like, both of my parents are boomers.
But I can understand. Like, my mom, she grew up around a lot of boomers.
Yeah, that was the boomer generation.
But she's generation X.
Yeah, and I mean, I get it. But going back to it, we spent the Christmas with my pops, and it was a good Christmas. He actually surprised me, because I didn't expect it. He got me a gift, and the gift was a actual, like, thoughtful and expensive gift.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, my pops is not known for neither. So, like, I don't want to make that sound bad. Like, you know, I'm not talking down on it at all.
Yeah.
But in the past, like, he's not been known to be really perceptive about, like, you know, what we're into.
Yeah.
And so for him to be on the level to where he got a gift of that nature, I was like, man, this is really, like, it really caught me off guard, but I was very appreciative because I'm like, you really took time out to pay attention to what I got going on. And I mean, you don't have to. Like, I'm grown as fuck, so it's not like.
And I think that it comes with time. I think over the course of this year, y'all have got close enough that he can actually listen to you without that filter.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Nah, it's definitely gotten to that point, and like I said, I feel like it was good. I say that to say that it was a good holiday. Got to kick it with my siblings.
Oh yeah, shit! I got to kick it with you too.
Yeah,
we went out to see Aquaman.
Yeah, which let's talk about it. So how'd you feel about it?
I told you that it was like I said I give it like a 7 out of 10.
It's a good 7.
Yeah.
And you know what? Now, I'm gonna say that I'm giving it a 7 because I really could have gave it like a 5.5, maybe a 6. I will say as far as the cinematography, because of these drinks are hidden. I will say because of the cinematography, it was a beautiful movie. It's still the issue that I have with the movie is the issue that I've had with every single DC movie, which is that it's dark. Like the difference between DC and Marvel, and the reason I'm such a Marvel fan is because when you go to see a Marvel movie, number one, you know that it's a superhero movie. Like that's what it's about. Like it's always gonna give you a dope ass opening fight scene. It's gonna give you the bright, vibrant colors, and it's gonna give you continuous action throughout the movie. Now that is what I don't like about DC. It's like even though the cinematography is beautiful, it is a lot darker, a lot duller colors, a lot more storyline than I would like in a superhero movie. Don't get me wrong, I love a good script, and shout out to the writers, but it's not what I'm here for when I'm going to see a superhero.
You want to see your cousin act?
Yeah, I mean, I want to see my cousin in the movie, but I think his acting range is good, and we saw that in Fast 10.
He's in it.
Yeah, he's the main.
I haven't seen.
Yeah, I know.
Fast since after.
I know because they getting out of control.
Which one was the last one that Paul Walker was in?
Paul Walker was in 4, I think.
That's the last one I saw.
Yeah, I think that was the last one he was in.
That's when they was.
No, maybe 5, because I think that 5 is the one that. Well, that was the one that they really introduced The Rock in, and I think
the next one was the Hobbs and
Shaw. Yeah, I think he was in 5, but he was only filming for half of 5. And his brother did the other half.
The ride off into the sunset. Yeah. That's the last one I saw.
Yeah,
they Ronda Rousey was in that one too, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah, that's the last one I saw. But
yeah,
15 other motherfuckers. That was 10 total. Right?
Yeah, 10 total. Well, not necessarily. It's 10 plus the spinoffs. So 10 plus Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh shit!
And I think wasn't it another spinoff?
We'll get back into Fast and Furious a little bit later. Too.
Yeah. Yeah. So
did you know it's 10 Saws?
Man, I'm glad that you said something about that, because I recently saw a Saw, and I think it was the latest one that came out.
Okay.
And it confused me because
it's the one that jumps all the way back to the beginning or something, right?
Well, it references. Is it a prequel? No, it can't be. No, I don't fucking know.
Or it's I don't know. I was listening to a podcast somewhere and they start talking about it. What was it? Anyway,
I'll say this about Saw.
And the shit jumps.
Number one, it's a niche, right? And if you're a niche person, then I guess it's for you. Like if you like watching a lot of the same shit, same thing with the Fast and Furious. Like you stopped watching it because it was the same movie over and over and over and over and over again. And this thing, I think it's the same thing with Saw. And in both series, I think that is you be looking at it like, how does these motherfuckers not die? Like, how are you still doing the same shit? Yeah. Like, it's got to be. I don't know. I'm just but I think once you get so invested into it,
you got to see it through.
You got to see it through, and that's the only reason I seen. Now, as far as ratings, I can rate these Fast movies a little lower. But it's like you were so invested in it and watching the progress of what's happened that it's almost like you got to see the next one.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Yes. But yeah.
Pardon me for jumping all over the place.
Yeah, we got all off track. That was Christmas. But we are in a new year. How was your New Year's?
New Year's, it was good. So.
You know one thing I hate, and let me cut you off for a quick.
Because I said New Year's.
Yes, it was applicable to what you were saying right there. But I fucking hate when people be like Happy New Year's. It's 1 year.
Well, I guess you could still say it wasn't applicable then, but I think what happens is people say New Year's Day, and they just don't.
So it's Happy New Year because it's a new year. I can't fucking stand when somebody say Happy New Year's.
So maybe they just need to say Happy New Year's Day.
Okay, then maybe you should.
Happy New Year's
Day.
It's though, but Yeah. New Year was well, shit. Now I'm fucking confused how to say it.
No, you were. It's applicable when you're saying New Year's because you're talking about the day. Like New Year's was good. Like New Year's Day, you're talking about the actual day.
Then why can't they just say Happy New Year's? Because they're talking about the day, right?
No. Happy New Year.
Well, the 31st and the 1st for me.
NYE
was cool. I actually went down on the 30th to Columbia, Louisiana, and my auntie got married, so I was down there. I was an usher for her wedding, and we had fun. And then after the wedding, we went to our cousin owns a bar. It's probably like
I saw it. The Hole in the Wall.
Big as like a two.
I love a good Hole in the Wall.
Two car garages. I guess you could just say 4-car garage.
I love a good Hole in the Wall,
brother. It's crazy. Well, it's one thing because like half the spot was relatives. Then everybody else you got to kind of just figure out. All right, are we related or not?
At that point, I'm not trying to talk to nobody in the room.
So we come in. It's $10. They charge us $10 to get in.
$10 to get in Hole in the Wall?
Yeah.
I mean, that's rare.
Yeah, $10 to get in. But they gotta give me their money some kind of way, and that's like $20 Dallas money. So, so we get in there.
You said Dallas money like it was a whole different country.
the I'm telling you, brother.
I feel you.
The price of living or the cost of living is a price of living. The cost of living is legit.
Yeah.
But so we go in, and it's me, my sister, her husband, my brother Gary, Tez, Nika, and my other cousin that stays down there, Rod. So we get there, we finally get in, we go to the bar, and this chick that was working the front door, she comes over and she starts talking to me and stuff like that. And she like, am I attractive and all this stuff, yada yada yada.
Wait, she asked you?
Yeah.
Was she attractive?
Yeah.
That's weird.
And stuff. And I was like, you cool? And stuff like that. Well, she told me that she found me attractive. I was like, oh, thank you. And then she asked me, am I attractive? So I said,
I don't think that's a follow-up question.
I would do something like that.
I think that's showing your insecurity off rip.
Nah, I wouldn't say that, because like even when I try to talk to somebody, I'll be like, I find you attractive, or I want to do this. Is the feeling mutual? Because from then I can catch the vibe. Like, okay, I can stay over here and try to close the deal, or do I just need to get the fuck away from you because I don't want to be a creep? But she tells me that stuff, and I'm like, yeah, all right. And she's like,
I hope you didn't say, yeah, you alright.
I did say, yeah, you alright, and stuff like that. But I didn't say it like a disrespectful way and stuff like that. She's like, oh, alright. And I was like, yeah. I said, I can't tell you that you just beautiful because you get a little big head on you, stuff like that, and stuff like that. And I noticed that about me as I get older too. I start saying shit twice.
Yeah.
I said and stuff like that. But I let her know that, and but it was all in good fun and stuff like that. And we just started talking, and she was telling me all this stuff, and how she was a boss and stuff like that. And I was like, okay. And she was asking me all this stuff, and I asked her if she had asked her if she had kids. I asked her if she had a kid, and she was like, yes. She didn't tell me how many kids. I was like, I can't do it. I got this thing right now where I can't do single mothers right now because they just don't have the amount of time that I'm seeking.
And let me say, there is nothing wrong with that. Now, I know that a lot of people are going to get offended by that, but it's not a knock on them being a single mother. It's a knock on. I mean, it's not a knock at all. It's saying that I understand, and when I say I mean you.
Because you don't understand it all.
Understand that you require much more time and attention than they could provide. It's not a knock at all.
Yeah.
On what the situation or what they got going on. It's just understanding what you require and what you need out of a relationship.
Exactly. So, and then she goes on with she's saying that she doesn't need this, how she's a boss and she got these businesses and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, but you not convincing me. And plus, you live in Monroe and I'm in Dallas. All I got for you is hard dick and bubblegum for the weekend. That's all I got for you.
I'm out of bubblegum.
Exactly. So, but she's like, okay, and then she kind of like walks off and goes away. And I'm like, all right, cool. I don't give a fuck. I'm out of here in 2 days.
I'm not even here. I'm spending the night.
Yeah. So, I'm back over in the corner, and we buying drinks like it's going out of fucking business.
Yeah, because the cost of living. It's, you talking $4 drinks versus $15
I will say
drinks.
this, I spent probably about like $80 in there though.
I mean, but that's a regular night, and you probably wasn't drinking what you would drink when we out.
Well, they ain't have everything that
well,
you check out there.
They had the basic.
Was limited, but you know it was a good time. Apparently, she said she was looking at my sister, and she was like, "Oh my God, she's so pretty," and she said it to me like 3 times. Apparently, she had already told my sister that
bitch, I know
5 times.
It's my family.
5 times and stuff. So I think that she was like, she told my sister earlier. She was like, "Oh my God, you're so pretty. I love your hair, your natural hair. I'm not gay and all this stuff." And I was like, "Yeah, I think she was trying to holler at you." I think she was.
She tried to get on in.
Yeah, and then she kept going back to her and telling her that. Then she told me that. Then she went over there and did that. And then so I'm turning around the other way during the night, and I'm talking to my sister and my brother. And
Darren was there too?
Huh?
Darren was there too?
No, I'm talking about Gary.
Okay.
Yeah, if I say my brother, y'all, we try to not use like brother-in-law, sister-in-law, and stuff like that. I don't want y'all to feel like my family's into the to the weird shit. And I feel somebody sucking on my earlobe. And I turned around and this old girl, like, "You just sucked my earlobe?" And she was like, "I know what you talking about." I was like, "Oh, okay. All right. Well, all right, cool." I just played it cool and stuff. I haven't had nothing like that happen in a minute.
Yeah.
Outside of somebody that I knew I was taking home or a girlfriend.
It's just random, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe like when I was in college, because they used to have this shit.
I mean, yeah, but we was in college. Like, we're fucking grown now.
And like if I be strolling and stuff like that, like random women just grabbing meat and shit and kissing on you, stuff like that, and you just kind of play it off and stuff instead of. I'm not gonna say instead of, because that sounds like I condone that shit, but
it's really sexual assault, but
yeah and stuff. But you know, as a guy, you don't really. You should like speak up about shit like that, but it's like it comes with the territory. Yeah. But yeah, that was in there, and then we went home. We celebrated New Year's Day. The next day, I stayed down there, and then I came home New Year's Day. Went out there. I stopped on the highway, got out, put my feet in the grass.
I saw that.
Grounded myself. I had to set it up. I had to put some lotion on my feet first. And I was like, "Ooh, shit!" And I had to make sure I hit them in the grass pretty good, because the motherfuckers was rough. I may actually go get my feet done tomorrow, because man, it was crazy. What about New Year's Day? Eve for you?
New Year's Eve, I worked. I actually had a really good shift. It was I ended up working a long shift on that one, but it was good. And because I worked a long shift, I think the actual day for me, the actual 1st of January, I don't think I did anything. I think I stayed at the house, and caught up on sleep. Really,
I ended up calling you and Lena, and y'all was both in bed. Like, wake y'all ass up.
Yeah, I don't. If recollection serves me correct, I don't think I did anything for the actual day. Because I was, coming off of working a long shift, and yeah, I don't think I did much of anything on the actual day. But it was good. Like, I can't say that I regret it, or I would have had it in any other way. What I did, maybe, let me see, it's 2024, maybe 5-6 years ago. I said that and this is cliche as fuck, and it is what it is, but I always like to bring in the new year making money.
Okay.
Because I think for me, it's just a thing. Like, it sets the tone for the rest of the year. And ever since I started doing that, I mean, it's paid off. Like, ever since I started doing that, and I can't say that I can attribute it to just doing that on New Year's Eve, and bringing in the New Year like that, but it just kind of puts me in the right mindset, right? Like, everything is perception and everything is mindset. And I think it puts me in the right mindset of saying, okay, I'm going to bring in the year like this, and this is how I want to set the tone for the rest of the year. And so, I mean, that's what I did. And, it's worked out for me for 6 years now. So, I actually like working NYE. It keeps me out of trouble. Keeps me...
Really?
Yeah. Keeps me out of bullshit.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, keeps me out of bullshit as far as me participating.
Okay.
Like, as far as, like, I could be some... keeps me out of doing dumb shit.
Okay.
for bringing in the new year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It keeps me from doing dumb shit. So, it was good, man. So, I mean, we're in 2024 now. New year.
Well,
same person, because I hate the new year, new me. But what are some goals and expectations of the new year?
Goals and expectations. I actually found my my theme that I wanted, but I didn't have on my birthday. But
okay.
So this next year is going to be Watch This.
That's crazy, but go ahead.
So I told you I was trying to reduce the say-do gap in me. So if I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to set my mind to it, and I'm going to do it. So watch this.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing that I'm taking into this year.
Okay.
What about you?
All right. So the reason I say that's crazy, and if y'all listen to the show, a lot of the stuff that we talk about on the show, me and X do not discuss during the week. Like, we don't usually have in-depth conversation during the week, because we say, we want it to be genuine on the show, right? So it's not a lot of things that we, outside of just, the regular banter, the bullshit back and forth, during the week, like, most of the stuff that we talk about, we say for the show. And I say it's crazy because we kind of do the same thing as far as, like, seasons, right? We live our life in seasons. And the season for me, this past season that I'm coming out of right now, and I think I might have talked about it on maybe like 10, 11 shows back. But this season for me was the season, of uncomfortable growth. And so, similarly, this next season of life for me is, the season of, like, it's my time. The Sean season.
Okay.
And I say that because I feel like over the past this past season of my life, I feel like I played it you know, I played it in the background. Like, it was really? Like, yeah, not for real. It was like my grind season. You know what I'm saying? I was missing for a lot of things.
Okay.
In this past season, and it was because I needed to take a step back. I had things that I needed to do, and the things that I needed to do were gonna take me out of the game for a while. Like, it was gonna take me out the scene. And I was gonna have to completely focus on the things that I was needing to do in that particular season of my life.
Gotcha.
And so now I'm in the season of like, all right, I put in the work. Like, it's time, work hard, play hard. You know what I'm saying? Okay. It's I'm in that play hard season of my life. And
gotcha.
And
that's why I was like, what? Like,
yeah.
You were definitely like in front, not playing the background.
Yeah.
These last time, but I guess I could see this. What you're saying? It's more like a stunt.
Yeah.
Stunt on them.
And not even per se of a stunt. It's just more so of, I get to do things for me. Okay. I get to do more things that I want to do now. Because the season that I'm coming out of, I had to put a lot of that stuff on the back burner because of my career, because of what I was trying to work on, because of what I was trying to gain in that particular season. And now it's a season of, I can really sit back and do a lot of shit that I want to do.
Gotcha.
And so yeah, that's
the harvest.
Yeah. Right. Reaping the benefits. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I planted the seeds, and now it's the season of growth. It's a season of harvest.
Gotcha.
The growth has already happened, so it's a season of harvest. Like, it's a season of the things that I saw grow. Gotcha. Now I can reap the benefits.
Got that big ass apple tree and orange tree.
Yeah.
Strawberry bush.
And now we eating.
Gotcha.
We eating for the season. You know what I'm saying?
That, my brother. I like that.
Yeah. So as far as expectations out of this season, you know, I will say this, and I saw this in you over the past couple of months, I'm gonna say.
Okay.
And I sent you a text message when one of them happened, and I said, I think you should do this more often. And what I'm speaking on is the fact that over the past maybe month and a half or so, you've traveled a lot, and you've been different places. And what I've noticed about when you have traveled,
but I've been to the same 3 places.
Well, not okay. I'm
actually doing it.
Yeah. When I say that, I don't mean like, oh, you're going somewhere new. I mean to say that you break away from the monotony of day to day, and then you go somewhere. And what I've seen when you go to different places is that you are actually more productive. You're more engaged. You're more you're more motivated.
Okay.
I think, and you know, I always tell you that for me, I feel like traveling for me is a necessity. Like, I feel like it's the only time that I can actually relax, unwind, like push everything to the side. But on the opposite spectrum, like, I feel like when when you've traveled over the past month and a half, I feel like it really put you in a space of like, I'm this is my time to get shit done.
Yeah.
Like, this is my time to focus on shit. This is my time to take care of some certain things. And so
you talk about me upload like six episodes.
Well, yeah,
now.
You did.
I had to sit down and do something. Like, okay, I don't have the amenities that I have at home.
And I think that's the comfort.
Everything at home as an excuse not to do the stuff that I said I was going to do.
Yeah.
So that's true.
Yeah.
But brother, I lost 170 hours. So you know where I work at is
it don't roll over.
Don't roll over. So I lost all my PTO, which I had, I think, 40 hours in there, and then 130 vacation hours. And I said I was gonna do better than that, but new position and stuff like that, I think I got too uncomfortable with the growth.
Yeah.
And I didn't take the time to to actually sit back and almost reap the benefits, the fruits of my labor.
And I said all that to say that my expectation for you is to do that a lot more, because I feel like you got in the space with doing that now that you understand that it does affect you in a certain way.
Yeah.
And I was happy to see that for you. Like, I was happy to see that you actually taking that time and you actually getting to spend that time with the family.
Yeah.
And, you know, do certain things because I can see the effect that it had. So,
well, you'd be happy to know that I already said, already was only a day, but technically it's a 3-day period where me and my cousin, we trying to set up a cabin trip for my grandmother's birthday.
Dope.
We're gonna try to make it an annual thing, that we all get together and just hang out on her birthday.
I'm gonna crash. Fuck y'all.
You ain't gonna be able to get in, brother. You might be able to get a room, like a cabin next door and stuff, but we checking out stuff now, and hopefully everybody's willing to make it. Not willing, but able to make it.
Yeah.
And nothing comes up, because, you know, once black folks start planning for trips, once you get closer and closer to that time, be like, I can't. Well, I ain't even gonna say black folks, because last time we did a cabin trip, somebody ended up pulling out.
So, somebody of the
last time we went to Vegas together, 2 people pulled out.
Yeah.
But last time we was doing tattoos, 2 people pulled out too.
It is what it is.
But yeah, man. And we'll get into that later too when we do our top 3.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but speaking on that, I mean, along with everything I've already said for this year, that is also on my list. Like, I'm gonna stop waiting on people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
gotcha.
It's the year of, if I want to do it, I'm gonna do it, no matter who does it with me, no matter the stipulations, no matter the setting. If you want to go, you can, because I'm putting it out there. But if I plan it, I'm going. Give a damn who. And I started working on that last year, by crossing stuff on my bucket list that I wanted to actually do by myself, because it put me in the headspace of, all right, if I can do this by myself, I can do a lot more.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, that's gonna be it.
I think that's good for you, because I know you struggle with the middle child syndrome.
Yeah.
And be like, okay, it's okay to do things alone. I don't have to have somebody with me in order to do it.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the expectation of 2024. But in the new year, we have already, I mean, we're only in month 1, and we not even halfway in, but we 5 days in month 1.
Hey,
and
turn up.
it's already getting crazy out here, man. We've had a couple of things happen. One thing that you brought to my attention, and we're gonna play a sound bite for y'all. So the NFL, there was a position. Where did this come up at?
So I guess the genesis of the conversation was around Lamar Jackson winning an MVP, and people saying that he wasn't a quarterback, or he doesn't do things that quarterbacks are, and he's not quarterbacky enough. And a former player was like, okay, we got all these people talking on being NFL players and who's supposed to be good, that have never played football and could never ever play football. And they're trying to tell us what it is. So
okay, let's hear the soundbite and let's discuss. You know where we feel, because I feel what he's saying. Bro, I'm better than your GOAT is the quote.
Yes. So, Obviously, I think he's taking a shot at Christian McCaffrey, the white running back. Since he was a former running back,
yeah,
or he might just be saying that he's better than Tom Brady. Who knows? But I mean, it sparked a funny conversation between players, old and new, and they've been trying to do NFL lineups to see who would have the best team and stuff like that. And they're not getting too serious into it.
Yeah, I mean, it's all fun.
Yeah, and they're just having fun. But it's not like they beefing in the locker room, say, "Oh no, we can do this." But we've had players come out that are like biracial, declaring what side they would play for and everything like that. So I mean, sometimes racial jokes can be fun.
Yeah, it's lighthearted.
Yeah, if it's not nothing malicious.
I mean, but let's be real. In any sport that involves running,
I mean,
outside of soccer, because we play it, but we're not the best at it.
No, not at all. I mean, the lineups I've seen have some case, have a case, except for like maybe in some of the skill positions.
The major skill positions.
Yeah, so like wide receiver, DB.
We can go back. We can go to quarterback, running back.
You sure?
We can go to quarterback.
Like some of the top quarterbacks are white right now.
Right now?
Yeah. So like the top quarterbacks, you would say is like Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes,
which is on the darker side.
It depends on what side he gonna play on.
I mean, are we going off history standards? Or are we going off? Because if you got a drop,
Lamar Jackson,
Dak Prescott.
That's another one.
Is it?
Oh, did he know his daddy?
Regardless, if we going off history standards,
you got Aaron Rodgers. Well, he's not playing this year, but still, Brock Purdy, a white quarterback. Running back wise, is Christian McCaffrey.
It's over.
He's like the top running back this year.
Running back is over.
Wide receiver,
it's over.
They got like a solid.
They got tight ends.
Tight ends, yes.
Ain't no wide receivers.
No, they got wide receivers. They got Cooper Kupp, Adam Thielen.
Okay, but majority.
But still, you can only play so many people.
Majority.
But
then, also you got to understand that those wide receivers also have to go against those corners. And
that's true.
Who's at the corner position?
It's not me. I think it's like one white DB in the league right now.
It's safety position.
Yeah. So
we're talking about defense. It's on lock.
But I mean,
D-line, Michael Parsons.
But they got some. You got the Bosa brothers. They a problem. Max Crosby. They got some solid linebackers.
Okay.
O-line.
Okay.
O-line.
O-line, yeah. Got it sold up. O-line.
All they got to do is really run the ball.
O-line got you sold up. But you got to run. Where the running back at?
It's tough. So, I mean, it's been a funny back and forth for everybody joking on this stuff like that. But then you got the people who take it serious. You got the people of the
lighter complexion.
Yeah. It was like, oh, if a white dude had said this, it was like white dudes have been saying this. They've been participating in it. And it's cool because there's nothing malicious about it.
Right.
Some racial jokes can be funny, as long as it's not over the top.
Yeah.
You're not acting crazy.
I mean, I think we've gotten too sensitive. Like, I think in 2024 we've gotten too sensitive. Like, and we about to touch on this in a quick second. But comedians do it all the time. Like, whether white, black, Asian, Hispanic, whatever you want to be.
Yeah.
Comedy is comedy.
Yeah.
And comedy has always been off territory, off limits when it comes to what's funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, now don't disrespect.
Yeah, because I can say it's been some comedians that's you getting egregious.
Yeah. But
trying to take advantage of it.
Yeah, but it, when you get to a certain point, you make fun of everybody. Like, if I'm black, I'm making fun of black people just as I'm making fun of white people. If I'm white, I'm Gary Owens versus Bernie Mac, or Gary Owens versus Cat Williams, or Cat Williams versus Larry the Cable Guy, or it's
Cat Williams versus everybody.
Okay, so let's talk about it, because we can get on that. So Cat Williams was recently on Shannon Sharp's Club Shay Shay.
Yep.
And he had a lot to say.
A whole lot to say. We're not playing that clip. This is a 3-hour interview.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. I mean, I feel like it was a good interview.
Yeah.
Definitely. They said Shannon Sharp is the new Larry
King.
They said Shannon. Thank you, my brother, because starting to leave me. I'm drinking. Say he's the new Larry King. What did you think about the interview?
Cat is an interesting person.
Okay.
When I look at him and listen to him, I feel like I forgot where I heard this from. Matter of fact, it was from Psych. Like, every lie is a kernel of truth. I'm not gonna say that he's lying. It was certain things that he said. I was like, but I can't discredit him because I haven't been there. I gotta listen to both sides of the story. But some of his mannerisms kind of remind me of. I got a cousin that had like a nervous breakdown, and she would like rock, rub herself this. Yeah. Like he would do that during the whole interview and stuff like that. So I don't know what's all in there, but I don't want to discredit him because obviously there is some truth in what he's saying.
All right.
But
so let's approach it from this angle, right?
Okay.
So let's talk about rumors and reputation.
Okay.
Do you feel like in that regard, it was necessary for him to do that interview? And how do you feel about, just rumor? Because we talked about TD Jakes last week, right? And we talked about the rumors surrounding that and the reputation. So how important is it to defend a rumor, and then what side of it do you feel like you should be on?
Okay, you just threw a lot at me.
I'm sorry.
Pause. What was the first question?
So as far as rumors and reputation, do you feel like it's important to defend those? When a certain, because this all like the interview between him and Shannon Sharp, there was a lot of hearsay, right? There was a lot of he say, she say, he say, he say, whatever. There was a lot of this person told this story and now I'm telling this story, but none of us was there except for the people involved. So now, do I defend that rumor? Do I defend my reputation? What?
I think that's solely up to the person. If you feel like somebody is completely changing a story, you want to get changing the narrative, and you want to get your side out, then you're perfectly within your rights to share your side of the story. Because truthfully, nobody, like you said, nobody knows except for those two people. And even then, your perception, like we was talking about with our parents, our perception of the story
versus reality
could be wrong. And even when you get like a third party coming in, the story might be completely different from what both of y'all remember. So, I mean, if somebody says something against you, you have the right to either speak against it or you can wait until further actions come. So it's totally up to you, but you can't be upset because somebody responds to a story that is about them.
All right. So speaking of, in that particular interview, there was a situation where Cat Williams called out a situation, or Cat Williams called out the instance where Ricky Smiley was on Shannon Sharp's platform recently, and he said, whatever he said about next Friday about them switching roles and whatever, and then Cat Williams came and discredited that, and there was a whole back and forth. Do you feel like it was warranted, number one, for someone. And I guess you kind of already answered it. Do you feel, if you were in this situation, would you feel the need to come and correct that, or would you? How'd you feel about it?
Looking at it in a sense, from Cat's perspective, I would definitely want to correct it, but then I heard Ice Cube speak on it. Then I heard Ricky Smiley speak on it again. And I think there was some confusion on what happens. Now, he stole my role and everything like that. I don't think I watched all of Ricky Smiley's interview. Mm-hmm. But from what I hear is Ricky Smiley went out for the role. He got it. But Katt Williams also read for the role. And the original Money Mike was supposed to be more of like a crackhead type of person.
Okay.
According to Ice Cube.
Okay.
They changed Ricky Smiley's part to the Santa Claus and gave Katt Williams Money Mike because they enjoyed the way that he read it, and they increased his part because he was freestyling a lot of stuff.
So can we both be right in this situation? Can two things be true?
Yeah, definitely. Two things can be true, and it just depends on your perspective of things.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you didn't get the full story. You might have just got this part of it. But at the end of the day, two people can be right.
Yeah.
Nobody has to necessarily win.
Do you call it a draw. Do you feel like it was a need? Because and so I saw a lot of different things come out in the media. Some people were in support of what Katt Williams did. Some people, and I'm not saying I was either one, right? But some people were in support of him, exposing a lie for a lie, if that's what you want to call it. Mm-hmm. But then some people were saying, like, why would you take this particular time or platform to tear another black man down? Do you think sometimes we solely lean on the culture to defend certain things?
Oh, I think we can. I think we've gotten to a space where I don't want to say it's a victim's mentality, because we do have that sometimes, but in the same time we want to be so pro-black that we start giving people passes, but then we don't want to give people passes, like even like the TD Jakes situation. Mm-hmm. We had a discussion earlier with Yava and Asia and stuff, and we were talking about that, and I was like, okay, I don't know the truth. I can only go off of what they told me, but I haven't heard the other side of the story. Mm-hmm. But there's two rumors that I refuse to put on a black man. That's homosexuality mm-hmm. and any type of sexual assault or pedophilia. Yeah, because
that's real shit.
Yeah, you can. It's hard to get that stuff off of you and stuff. Like, I've had homosexual label put on me before, and I'm like, no. We've been around people like mm-hmm. that, and just being associated with people, they can rub off on you. Yeah, and that's a hard thing to get up off you. Luckily enough, we're both secure in our sexuality, so we can. Nah, it is what it is, and when you throw that at me, it really don't bother me because I know what it is. You can ask my ex-girlfriends what it is, or whoever else I'm hanging around, or else you wouldn't be so concerned about me hanging around people's girlfriends and wives and stuff like that. But those are two hard things that you can't get up off you. So I try not to deal in rumors or in lies and stuff like that. I just got reminded of a poem. Yeah, being lied about. Don't deal in lies. Yeah. But yeah, that's where I'm going with it.
How important do you think is a reputation, and do you think that it's worth defending? Because at some point I feel like reputation comes with the territory of at that point I gotta give a fuck, and I might not.
I think reputation is huge to me. because it's there it's a representative of you when you're not in the room. Mm-hmm. It's a representative of you before you even get there. So people can have a preconceived notion of you that's completely based on a lie. And it can cost you opportunities. It can cost you friendships just because somebody has said something about you that's not necessarily true.
But what if you don't give a fuck about the room?
Everybody gives a fuck about a certain room.
Okay.
And if that gets back to the certain people, and certain people that you rock with starts believing that, then it can cause some issues.
But if let me ask you this: if you rocked with them, would they have to believe something that they heard about you versus you having that conversation?
Yeah, like me and you recently had a conversation about somebody that I rock with, and they gave me one story, and you know I came to you, I asked you about it, you gave me that, but I started piecing stuff together. I'm like, all right, this is what I'm going with. This is a story that I have in my head. This is where I stand. But if I didn't rock with both of y'all in some sense, I mean, it could have caused a very big issue where it could have been like, okay, I got to choose one. Well, I mean, kind of did choose a side. But even from that, but I could have just chose the other way and be like, okay, well, I don't believe you. You did such and such and such. Now I gotta believe this over here and stuff. So, this is always gonna be certain stories, certain rumors that test friendships, relationships, and it's up to that certain person to kind of decipher what they want to believe.
Yeah.
And it don't necessarily mean you have to completely cut somebody off. You might just have to pull back.
Yeah.
On certain issues, we have certain people like I know that I can't talk to about everything.
Yeah.
Because certain rumors have gotten started, or they believe certain rumors and shared certain things and stuff like that. So I was like, all right, let me kind of pull back from that.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like I just went on a rant.
Nah, I mean I think it all applied to the topic at hand. You know, just basically, you know, your perception is your reality. Like whatever you perceive about somebody, that's the reality, and it may not be real in the situation, but it's real to you.
Yeah.
And so your perception is your perception makes up your reality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so if you perceive something one way, it could be completely, just as we was talking about, you know, growing up, like, you know, you versus your parents. Like, if you perceive that this happened to me this way, then in my head, it's real.
Yeah.
That's what's real to me. And until somebody comes and discredit that, or until you can have, you know, some kind of fact checking involved, that's what happened.
Yeah. Definitely.
So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I hate that particular situation with the interview with Cat Williams. I hate that it came at the expense of tearing down so many. I'm not gonna even say tearing down, but discrediting so many different black men. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I do understand you feeling like somebody is lying on your name and you not being able to speak on it. Yeah. So I can get both sides of it. Just as you know, I don't know if you watched the Dave Chappelle special yet.
I did.
Okay, so just as he was saying, I can see myself in Chris Rock, but I can also see myself in Will Smith.
Yeah,
it's kind of the same way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can see both sides of the coin. Not saying that either one of them, my perception, right? Not saying that either one of them was correct, but if I were in either one of their shoes, I could see reacting the same way.
Yeah, definitely. And that's all part of being unbiased and trying to get to the truth.
Yeah.
And then again, the truth can be great sometimes. So
yeah. Yeah, man. Great conversation. I think this is something that we could definitely pick up again. Y'all weigh in the comments because we want to hear your perception or perspective on all of these topics. But we're going to wrap it up with the 3 things that we didn't get a chance to do in 2023. You want to do all 3 or you want it?
If we can do one, because I think I still got to come up with one.
All right. First thing. What's one thing that you didn't get to do in 2023?
Take time off like I wanted to.
Yes.
That's going to be my first.
Yes.
One. What about you?
Travel as much as I wanted to. I ended up being grounded for 7 months out of the year of 2023 because of the training that I was in, and so I couldn't move around, and it really affected. I'm not gonna say it really affected me. Well, it did really affect me, but I'm not gonna say in a negative nor positive way. It's just something that I wish I would have gotten to do.
Okay. 2 for me is get my tattoo.
Okay.
I said I wanted to get another tattoo, but I couldn't figure out what I wanted.
Yeah.
So I'll be looking at it this year. Maybe it's gonna be watch this. I don't know. I have to see how we'll make it look. I just got to get a good design for it because I don't want to just have random ass tattoos on me with just sayings and shit.
Yeah.
2 for you?
Number 2 for me is gonna be taking my health as seriously as I wanted to. And I'm not gonna make any excuses for it. But at the same time, I did have it was a lot going on. It was a lot going on this past year, and it kind of took me away from a lot of things that I should have been doing. Not to say that it was bad, because I definitely grew a lot over the past year. It was just, I feel like I could have focused more on certain things.
Okay. Number 3. Find a young lady that I could build I don't even want to say that because now it might sound like I'm offending some people. Start working towards my marriage.
Okay.
I should say that. And I don't even want to say that because even then, like, I'm not trying to get married tomorrow.
Well, what I was going to ask with that one, is that more so individually or is that more so in the other person?
I can honestly say it's both.
Okay.
I can say I need to refocus myself on the things that I say that I want, and stop getting swayed by the things that I like, or things that I see and I like them, and try to make square pegs fit into round holes.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. 3 for you.
Number 3 for me is going to be family time.
Okay.
I feel like, along with things that I wanted to accomplish or achieve for myself, I think that this year being so hectic, I feel like there was a lot of things that I missed out on, as far as like my family doing different things or things I couldn't be a part of because I had so much going on. And again, not saying that it's a bad thing, it's just that it's what was going on at the particular time. So that was one thing that I'll say that I didn't get to do in 2023 that I'm looking forward to being able to do in 2024.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, it's top 3, man. Y'all let us know in the comments what your top 3 is, because we want to know as we ring in this new year of 2024. It's gonna be a good one. Please be on the lookout for a lot of things coming from the 2 Cent You Call This podcast. Please keep supporting. We appreciate all of y'all out there, and as always, you can agree with us, you can disagree with us, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Father, fuck you.
At the end of the day, that's just our 2 cents on it. We'll see you next week.
All right.